When you're writing an argument essay, the first step is to make a claim. And a claim is a statement that can be argued and proven with evidence. There's three important parts to a claim. The first part is that it has to be a statement or a full sentence. The second part is that it must be something that can be argued either for or against. So it's not a fact, which is always true. And the third part of a claim is that it can be proven with evidence. So it's not an opinion which is just a matter of personal taste. Let's look at a couple of examples of claims. So in the first example here, the claim is students who play sports in high school are more likely to attend college. In the second example, motorcycles should be required by law to wear helmets. Both of these are claims because they are full sentences, so they're statements. They can be argued for or against, and you can find evidence to support them. So in the first example, students who play sports in high school more likely to attend college, you could argue both sides of that. You might argue the opposite of that, and you could also find evidence to support that. And in the second example, motorcycles should be required by law to wear helmets. Firstly, it's a statement. Secondly, you could argue the opposite of that. You could say motorcyclists should not be required by law to wear helmets. And you could find evidence to support your argument. You could look at perhaps hospital records to see the number of accidents that are caused by motorcyclists not wearing helmets. Let's now look at some statements that are not claims. So in this one here we have humans need oxygen to breathe. Now this is just obviously true. It's a fact. You cannot argue the opposite of it. Right? So this is a claim which is too obvious. And in this example, pepperoni pizza is better than sausage pizza. Okay, this is just personal opinion. This is not a claim. Though you could argue the opposite, you could say that sausage pizza is better than pepperoni pizza. There's no real evidence that you could use to support this. It's just personal taste. Personally, I feel that any topping on pizza is gross. Now, if a claim is too general, then it's really hard to argue because you would need to find a ton of evidence to make your case. So in this example, almost all children who abuse will become maladjusted adults. Well, it's way too general, right? Almost all children. You'd have to look at all the children in the world and find evidence for all the children in the world to make your case here. So you really want a claim, a strong claim, to be specific. So in this example, school dress codes should be abolished due to the economic and social restraints it places on students and families. In this claim, you could do research comparing schools that have dress codes and those that don't have dress codes to measure its effect on students' families. Right? So that's a really good, strong, specific claim. Let's look at a couple more examples to see if they're good claims. Hamsters are better than cats. What do you think about that? Well, it's a statement, it's a full sentence, but it's not a good claim because it's just an opinion, right? And it's way too general. Let's look at another example. In order for teens to get the maximum amount of sleep needed, schools need to start at 9:30 a.m. rather than 7:40 a.m. Now, what do you think about this one? Well, yes, this is a good claim, right? It's really specific, right? It's talking about specific age groups, teens. It's not talking about all humans. And it gives you the start times of schools. You could argue the other side of this, right? You could argue the opposite. And you could find evidence to support your claim. You could look at studies on different times that schools start, and you could see how that affected academic performance. So that's a really good claim. So to summarize, a claim is a statement or a full sentence that is arguable and can be proven by evidence. And a strong claim does all these things. It's a statement, maybe it's just one sentence or two connected sentences. 2, it's not obvious. 3, it's not just your personal opinion about something. 4, it's specific, right? It's not too general. 5, something that you could argue for and against it. And lastly, number 6, it can be supported by evidence. So when you're thinking about how strong a claim is or writing your own claim, these are the things to look out for.